What's going on, everybody? LK here, back at it again with another video, and today some Guilty Gear for you guys. So Strive is coming out next year, April 2021 if I recall correctly. We have almost the entire cast announced at this point, so I wanted to go over the characters that are returning to Guilty Gear because there's quite a few of them. Now, of course, Strive is not the same as Exert, it's not the same as XX, a new game, but the returning Guilty Gear characters will basically play as they did before with some new changes, similarly to XX to Exert. So I wanted to talk about the characters that are coming back and maybe help you with your choice for what character you're going to play. Now, before I start today's characters, I'm going to talk about Sol and Kai today. I wouldn't necessarily use this video or future videos on Guilty Gear characters as a reference of who you should play. For Guilty Gear, I 100% recommend just picking the character you like. Guilty Gear characters are projects. They take a while to learn. They take a while to learn matchups, and you have to really invest into the character. Picking a character just because the character is easy, or they look like they're for beginners, or someone tells you should play this character, if you don't like that character, it's going to be much harder to play. And Guilty Gear, even with Strive being a new game, can be a pretty frustrating game to play sometimes. So it will be much easier on you and your mental state, if anything, if you pick a character that you enjoy. Of course, if you have a sec to, consider liking this video or subscribing to the channel if you already have not. It does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And make sure to let me know if you want more Guilty Gear stuff on this channel as we get closer and closer to Strive's release. Alright, so even though I said all that shit about not picking easy characters and stuff, I'm starting with basically the Ryu and Ken of Guilty Gear. So most people consider Kai to be like the Ryu of Guilty Gear and Sol to be like the Ken. The characters are kind of similar at like a mega base level, but they are pretty different once you dig into them. So these two characters are kind of for beginners. They're really easy to pick up. They're both somewhat rushdown centric. Kai is a little bit more focused on neutral, and Sol is a little bit more focused on his rushdown. So first, let's talk about how you win with the characters, what you're aiming to do. So Sol is in the group of characters that he has really good offense. Mainly in that, and he does have this in Strive 2, he has an extremely fast command grab, and he can mix it up with pokes into high damage. He works basically the same as Strive as well. Because the grab is so fast, the defender has to make choices really quickly about what to do, or else they'll get opened up, or he will reset pressure as well. His neutral is pretty good. He has a lot of special properties on moves, despite his moves not being really big. So for instance, he has like the sweep that he usually has. He has Fafnir. He has a really good jump normal. As of what I've played with Strive right now, jumping is really important. So Sol having a good jump is very good. So Kai's win condition is similar to Sol. He can beat you with the same, my pressure is really fast and you don't know what to do, so you have to do things without seeing, and he could vary his offense to hit you, beat you with frame traps. But he also wins from neutral in general too, because he has huge pokes and good screen control. Now in Exert, and I'm not actually sure about XX, he actually has a really good knockdown game, knockdown to mix-ups because of his charge stun edge. He can still use charge stun edge for pressure in Strive after knockdowns. I don't think he totally gets 50-50, like high-low 50-50s, partly because there's no 25-meter option to cancel this. But the basic idea of his pressure is pretty much the same. He has very long pokes, like his far slash. His 2D is very big, and it's really active as well. He also has pretty big air normals as well here, and he's got your standard full screen control with fireballs. Now his point blank pressure is not bad either. This, of course, is going to work differently in Strive, so I'm not going to really be like, oh, like he has this button like 6H and Rev 2 or something that's like really plus. I don't totally remember the data for him because I didn't really play him in Strive. I was personally playing Mei, but he is very good at frame trapping as well, but he doesn't have the threat of command grab per se. It's him resetting his pressure with plus normals like 6K, 6H, things like that. So if you're a normal guy player, and you're gonna hear me say this about a lot of characters, you know who you are. If you like the neutral, slower style, I would recommend trying out Kai. And if you like kind of being in your face a little bit and having like stronger defensive options at the same time, I would recommend trying Sol. Now, a thing that I think is going to be pretty important for both of these characters in Strive is the meter usage, because right now there's no 25 meter option really in Strive. In Exert, of course, we have the YRC, and in the XX So from what, Sharp Reload up until ACR, which has a Steam release right now, by the way. Just side note, if you're interested in that, they have FRC for 25 meter options. In Strive, you only have 50 meter options, and both these characters tend to have pretty strong 25 meter options, right? So Kai has the neutral ending, stun edge YRC. Soul has the not as neutral ending, but very good for confirming situation, gun flame YRC. Kai has a new thing in Strive where if he hits you with electric moves or seals, something like that, then he puts you in shock state, which buffs all his electricity attacks, which is a nice little buff. But I don't think every single character has something to make up for losing 25 meter options to my current knowledge. So this is something else just to keep in mind. Let me know if you have any further questions about these two characters. These characters are pretty simple. If you're interested in Strive, I think you have a couple of options right now. You could just wait for that game, that's fine. A lot of people in the comments from previous Guilty Gear videos I've made, especially on Strive, have asked if they should play Rev 2 to get ready. I don't really feel like you have to get ready. You can play the game if you want. Guilty Gear Exit Rev 2 is pretty cheap on Steam. I think it's no more than $20, and it definitely has sales pretty often. And right now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, Guilty Gear GGAC+R is having a rollback beta test right now that's been extended until November 16th. So if you want to, because again, these characters are in that game too, if you want to try them, they're again pretty similar as far as their core design, not the actual tools and what you're going to be doing. And that game is like $3 or $4 or maybe $5. If you want to give these characters a try, and some of the characters I'm going to be talking about later, like Milia and Zato and stuff like that, then that's another really, really good option. As usual, if you have questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.